But that's the only reason I never get anybody to ever say I lost their money.
Nobody's
Because number one, I don't take their money.
Yeah.
I don't syndicate.
Right.
And number two, if they ever have me evaluate a deal, if it's a bad deal, I tell them not to buy it. So I never had nobody ever tell me I lost any of their money.
All right, I got a question for Thach. What happens when somebody comes back into your DMs or contacts you somehow, and they're mad and they're blaming you
Yeah.
for something they did
Yep.
when they thought they were following what you said, and they go, "You lost me money on this deal."
Yeah. You know what? I can tell you, I don't get too many of those,
Yeah.
which is a blessing.
That's tight.
Yeah, I don't get too many blessings. The only thing that someone will ever DM me and say something like, "Oh, you know, you're using your student who's success and promoting them so you get more recruits for your mentorship."
Duh.
What's wrong with the testimonial? That's the best advertisement ever.
That's like
if
getting
someone
mad
buys
at
one of
Amazon
our
ratings.
drinks, right, and then they go, "This was delicious," it's like, oh, you're gonna use your customers to promote your freaking business?
That's illegal.
I get that from a bunch of hating, ex-students.
Yeah.
Because number one, they either didn't do what I asked and they didn't get a result and they pissed and then they use something like that. But I hear that more time than anything other than I lost money on the deal. Because I always tell my students, because I have every Tuesday I have live class and the class is called Deal or No Deal. And so they bring me their deal in class live and they tell me that I bought this house for $472. It's gonna cost $80,000. Here's the rehab. Here's my money I'm putting down. Here's what the rent is. Here's what the mortgage is. Here's what I'm thinking of doing this property. What do you think? And then we evaluate live in class in front of everybody, and I'll give them my thoughts and I ask them a bunch of questions.
But it's really Cammy in the back.
True, honey, give me the answer. Hurry up.
What do you think?
And he's got a microphone or earphone.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, I tell them you shouldn't buy this deal. Here's why. Like this, I just told a student the other day, you're on 16th Avenue, which is the busiest street. You're on a hillside, and you're about to buy this house for $800,000 when it's only worth $700,000 because I know the area. And the guy was like, "God damn, okay," and it was cool. So when I asked a student, like tomorrow, a bunch of the students have bought some property here recently in California. So I asked them, "Hey man, I want to interview your story. Are you interested? You want to let me interview you and what you bought recently and highlight you and show other people what you bought?" A lot of them are like, "Oh bro, that'd be an honor," because they want me to share the story to the world.
Yeah.
Every one of them, I ask permission. You cool with me sharing your story?
Yeah.
And the people that hate, "Oh, you're using these students so you can promote your business." Come on. But that's the only reason I never get anybody to ever say I lost their money.
Nobody's
Because number
ever-
one, I don't take their money. I don't syndicate.
Right.
And number two, right? If they ever have me evaluate a deal, if it's a bad deal, I tell them not to buy it. So I never had nobody ever tell me I lost any of their money.
Yeah.
And those are the two reasons why.
Right.
So it's a blessing.
That's great.
Yeah. It's a blessing.
Nobody's ever thought they were doing what you taught and just did it wrong.
I'm very, very strict on my criteria standard.
Oh, okay.
I'm not like these people that bend it so they can do something.
Yeah.
I tell them, stick to the standard and you're going to have a lot of peace of mind. Because I want them to have peace of mind. I want them to have abundance. But don't sell out on your peace of mind just so you can buy a deal, so you can tell people you bought a deal.
That's what I do like about your content. The first thing that made me attracted to your content way back in the day was how simple you made things. And it was almost like if the deal can't make sense on you just counting on your fingers,
Forget it.
forget about it. Because it was like I think the first one that I saw that really stuck was like the ARV, which is after repair value, needs to be like
75% of the all-in number.
yeah. So it's just like things where you're like, instead of having to fill out a crazy spreadsheet, you can kind of just ballpark it on a napkin. If I bought this, then after I put this much in, when I get it appraised again, is it going to be 75%?
Yeah.
And you can almost pencil out a deal right then and there. And that's
So what Bart's talking about is that there's three things that you always need to know to determine a deal or no deal. If you're buying a house that's a fixer, not a turnkey. You want to know what the price you're buying it for, what it costs to rehab it, and what the after repair value is. If the purchase and the rehab add up to 75% of the new appraisal, you got a good deal. It's 25% margin. The reason why is this reason. when you go and refinance this property, let's say this is $1 million and y'all in for 750, 500 plus 250 to rehab, that's 750. This property now is worth $1 million, right? When you go to the bank, you go, hey, I want to refinance this. The bank sent out an appraiser, and they go, this house is worth $1 million, and the bank says, I'll give you a loan up to 75% of this $1 million. So they're going to give you a $750,000 loan. So if you're 750 and less, your original down payment go back to you. If it's less than 750, you get the down payment and you get extra money, and they still finance 100% of your deal. So the rule of thumb is, if you ever rehab a house, if you get to 75% or close to 75%, you got a good deal. If you did all the work and it's less than ARV, that's a dumb deal. Now, you know how I came up with these ideas? When I started content, the content was made simple for my kid to understand it. And my kid can
That
understand
means
it.
I'm 12.
I still don't understand it.
Still not getting it.
I'm 11.
That's an interesting way to
Yeah.
go about it. Yeah. What kind of stuff did you actually learn from? Because I remember back, you were saying that Thach was like mentoring you a little bit.
Yeah, it was like all the stuff we're talking about right now, like after repair value, and it just made sense because like there's like all kinds of crazy ass metrics in real estate, like cash on cash return, cap rates, like there's a lot of numbers. And so if you want to be a fucking nerd, like you go watch Bigger Pockets, they're talking about all that stuff all the time, and it's good because like the more precise you get, the less risk that you have, but then also you have that much more hurdles to get into a deal, because now you got to master a whole new vocabulary just to even get your foot in the door, and it's daunting, like, oh, I don't know
Scary.
what the hell. Yeah, but with the way he's talking about it, where it's like, okay, it's simple. How much did you pay for the house? How much are the repairs?
And what is it worth afterwards?
And what is it worth after? Is it under 75%? If it is, then later when you get the actual loan, they give you your down payment back. Then you're like, oh, I can just take this and then rinse and repeat the process. So things that are simple, that I feel like are repeatable, sticks way better with me. Because then I don't have to go, oh shit, like, am I smart enough? Did I do the calculations right? You can kind of already go, okay, this is generally what you're supposed to get. So even like the 1% rule of like whatever you buy the real estate for, you want to get it to rent.
Only 1%, yeah.
Monthly. That is so much easier than actually running a crazy spreadsheet.
What's the 1% rule again?
If you buy a house for $350,
Uh-huh.
if you can get it rented for $3,500, that's 1% rule.
That's a good rental
That's
property.
a good rental property. But it's hard to get in the expensive area. So that's why in the expensive area, they allow ADUs. And that's how you compensate it. Right? But all the cap rate, all that stuff, the highest one, the best one to look at is margins. Because what I'm talking about is margin. Right? If you got 25% margin, you just got a grand slam. So you got 20% margin, you got a triple.
So does that mean you're looking for a house that already has that equity when you buy it?
Nope, you gotta create it. You can't buy turnkey because the owner won't give it to you for 75,000 off. I mean 75% off. I mean 25% off. Yeah. So you gotta go create it.
And so I'm assuming in your, like, what you teach your students is how to understand, like, the contracting part of it, because they have to understand building, improvements. Because I heard that, like, where a lot of people make a mistake is they buy a house and they want it like the best materials and then like marble everything and they want it really cool. But then it's overvalued to where it's like no one's gonna buy it.
That's why you see me making videos on.
I've seen those videos of yours, yeah.
So I always make videos to show people, here's the type of flooring I put in my rental.
I love that video.
Right? LVP. Here's the type of paint I put in my rental.
So it's like this is how you make it beautiful but
Cheap.
good. That makes sense.
See?
Yeah, it's so clear. I like those videos because you're very straightforward about like, no, this is what it costs and this is what it is.
Because my brand, when you think about it, right, is how to teach people how to own rental.
Yeah.
And so everything I have to teach them is, what do they want to know? What type of front door should you put in a rental? What type of flooring should you put in a rental? What type of cabinets you put in a rental? Everything is rental. So it create a brand that this guy teach how to own rental.
Yeah.
He also buy rental. So there's no confusion on what I do for a living.
Yeah.
See?
So on the like the final stage, do you also teach people how to be a landlord or pick a good property management company
Both.
to do? Okay.
Both.
I see.
That's why you see me talking about, hey, the video I made was, here's how many bank account I have for all my rentals. Right?
Because you make a LLC for each rental.
Some I do, and some I put in my personal name with big umbrella policy.
Oh.
A lot of people don't realize when you go and try to get permanent financing,
Yeah.
they don't give you loan on your LLC unless you're in the commercial space.
Oh, because they want a personal guarantor.
Yes, and they want in your personal name. So if you went out there and bought a rental and you bought it underneath your LLC, the bank won't lend you the money unless you go to private lending or hard money lending or commercial loan. But residential, regular,
see.
they don't put it in.
Yeah, because you could bankrupt the LLC and run away.
So what you do is you go get a loan underneath your personal name,
Right.
and after you get the loan, you can always transfer that property into a LLC.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, and they only do it for protection. You know what I mean? But you can have protection from umbrella policy.
What is that when you say umbrella policy? How
It's
does
just a
that
big insurance policy that covers a bigger, sounds like a car insurance, right, for a car.
Yeah.
But they have houses where you can get one for 500,000, you get one for like $1 million, 10 million, 20 million. You know what I mean? And it just covers everything.
Because like the general like school of thought is if you have like let's say 5 rentals, and if they're not all one LLC, let's say one guy slips and falls down the stairs, he could technically sue for that one, and then his lawyer is going to advise to sue for all homes. So that's the reason why they do LLCs for each, so that you're protected.
Right.
Okay.
But then the problem is if you have to be the personal guarantor when you're buying these homes.
You got to get the loan first, and then you put them in LLC afterwards.
Yeah, so you kind of want to show you have a lot of you want a lot of money in one account, not a little bit of money in a lot of accounts. So that's why he has to get the umbrella policy to do that, so that he can buy a bunch of homes. Yeah.
A lot of little things.
Yeah.
But that's why I always say, like, when I get these guys that say, let me see money, I was like, yo, bro, let me teach you how to do this.
Yeah, because that's more work for you. If you have the money, then why would you do the work when you can fund yourself?
One thing that was crazy was you sent me a live link once to like a private seminar to a bunch of those guys. So I was in a room with a bunch of those dudes, and I was like, "Oh shit, this is crazy!" Like people in NFL, Major League Baseball, whatever.
Yeah.
And then like you and I think 2 of your other partners were like teaching about like how to build out apartments.
Yeah.
And you see those dudes like, man, that's
My partner, my commercial banker. My commercial banker.
because all those dudes always ask you about.
All the time, bro. I get them done every day. Every day I get them.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, every day I get somebody, like one of those guys DM.
Time to leave business and go into real estate. Not time, dude.